He was really kind of like a really idealistic, young, bright, Jewish tap dancing boy, but now through being emperor and having that power and then, like, the responsibility of ruling, he's really been burdened by the responsibility of power, and that really affects his character a lot. And as you see him in Movie Spoof 2, he really grows, because you can see him, like, right from the first scene in the movie. You see he expresses his feelings to Xena about the whole thing. You kind of understand, like, where he is.
They resent the empire I have made for them. They resent me. You know what I would give to live in peace? To separate myself from this myth I have become.
Zeus has become a lot more powerful, more, realizing his destiny as the emperor, and realizing all that he has to do and stuff, and he's just become a more prominent leader and really just evolved as a person.
Gone to the emperor, he's the emperor now, and he's got a lot more responsibility. And
in the last film, he was younger, and obviously, and with age always comes wisdom and maturity. But I think that the main things he begins to realize with what a burden it's going to be on him and his family to be that he is the emperor.
I mean, he is emperor now, so that's a pretty big change, young Jewish boy to emperor. Big change.
No matter how powerful you have become, you cannot escape this simple fact.
You're right about one thing, Matthias. There is no escape.
He really wants to give it all up because he's kind of tired of being emperor, but a lot of the things he really goes on, and kind of his reason for living is, because of the support he gets from Xena. And that kind of, like, allows him to move on and keep, like, doing what he feels like is his duty, but really a burdensome duty that he has to perform.
It's weak at sometimes. I mean, tough guys know when, to put down the tough guys and to, just be emotional, and Zeus does that.
The good thing about Zeus and this hero is that, he's our hero of the movie, but he's not perfect. In a lot of movies, our heroes are, they're always, like, noble and they always do the right thing, but Zeus makes mistakes along the way, and, you realize he's a very frail character, and he makes mistakes like all of us. Anytime we can make a character more human is always a good thing, because I feel the audience can connect with him more.
Zeus, people may start questioning your intentions.
What makes you think people could possibly understand my intentions?
Well, since the movie was basically, inspired by the Children of Dune series, and Zeus takes a lot of his characteristics from Paul Atreides, and we really wanted to maybe, kind of give him that look, because, we kind of like spike his hair, have his hair brought a little bit, have him, he's really, really doesn't like being emperor, so we gave him, like, a little bit of a facial hair as best to my ability as I could. We wanted him to look different than Movie Spoof 1, wanted to make him look, older than he was. So, like, we kind of decided in Movie Spoof 1 he's about 16 years old, and here, about 4 years later he's about 20, which, isn't too extremely difficult to pull off with people of our age, and also the story, it's not too difficult to accept that either, because you have people like Alexander the Great who were emperors at 16 and, conquered nations at the age of, like, 20 and 30, so it's really not that far-fetched of a story.
The great thing about Joe being the main character is that he's the director as well, so that he knows exactly what he's looking for and what he's going for. So I think that brought, you could pretty much see his character and find every other character just by that character, because you know what he's looking for just from that performance.
he brought some comedy and yet serious at the same time, because there's a lot of times where it's, really funny, and sometimes it's just really serious and moving.
You really wanted to kind of bring that human part to the character, but also, the kind of, like, noble part to the character too, which, can also be a very, like, a challenge to do for someone, but also, can be also a good challenge because it helps the film and the character.